You are a state prosecutor who has consistently won against vigilantes and reckless superheroes. Your reputation is well known. So you're not surprised when the latest rising star you're prosecuting ambushes you in the garage out of desperation. This was a big mistake on their part. Now, in your expert opinion, Officer Williams, is there any way that the breathalyzer test Ms. Roberts took have been miscalibrated? I asked the officer on the stand. No, sir. We had calibrated the breathalyzer the morning of. The operational standard for such calibrations is every 10 days. This case would normally be open and shut. The defendant was clearly intoxicated while driving her car. She was caught speeding down the highway doing 20 over the limit. She swerved and hit a tree for seemingly no conscious reason. I say normally for a reason. The defendant in this case was Ms. Diane Roberts, aka Platinum Diva. Jury selection was already a nightmare, most of the city is a fan of her antics. Hero Corp named her the Rookie of the Year in their annual publication. I continued examining the witness, John Williams, who was the arresting officer in the case. It took a long time, but I felt confident in this case. The jury seemed to be swayed by my argument. We will now adjourn for an hour for lunch, announced the judge. I packed my papers into my briefcase and my way to the garage. I still had plenty of prep work to do for my other cases, and the lunch break was a perfect opportunity to get some more work in. I approached my beat-up sedan, when I felt the blow to my back. I screamed in pain as my body hit the ground. "You're coming after me?" I heard Ms. Roberts shout. Her body covered in the shiny silvery metal coating as a result of her powers. "Don't you know who I am?" I struggled to my feet, as my back basically screamed at me not to. I coughed a bit of blood before replying, "Ms. Roberts, I'm only doing my job. Don't make things worse for yourself by adding an assault charge. If you're gone, maybe my damn lawyer can finally get these charges dropped." Diane screamed before charging at me to try and deliver another blow. I quickly took up a boxing stance. I focused on the pain in my back. Channeled it into my arms. Focused it. I would only get one shot at this. If I took another punch straight on, I'd probably be dead. As her punch neared my face, I twisted out of the way and landed across counter. The force of her blow was met with the force of her prior attack multiplied. Ms. Roberts' eyes went wide before the blow properly registered with her nervous system. She staggered for a second before falling to the ground. I rushed to check her pulse. Still stable. I guess she never expected a lawyer to have powers. Or maybe she just thought she could kill me before I used them. I sighed. It looks like I wouldn't have time to get to my prep work. I might have retired as retribution, but people still need to see justice served.